Okay, I'm about to make Jello. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is 3 cups of cranberry raspberry juice. Now you can use whatever type of juice you want to make the Jello, except for pineapple juice, because that, for some reason, pineapple juice doesn't gel properly. So I got my 4 cups of juice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add exactly half of a cup of juice. I'm going to add exactly half of a cup of juice to my small bowl. See, half of a cup of juice exactly. Half of a cup of juice to my bowl. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my grass-fed, unflavored gelatin powder. I'm going to take that. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of my grass-fed gelatin to my juice. Grass-fed. Now you want to make sure you use grass-fed gelatin for this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bloom my gelatin. I'm going to bloom it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it. Mix it in very thoroughly. Till I get everything dissolved. And I'm going to bloom it. This is called blooming. I'm going to bloom the Jello. So I'm gonna let it sit for 5 minutes. I'm gonna let this sit for 5 minutes after I've dissolved and mixed everything into it. I'm gonna let this sit. I'm gonna sit this to the side for 5 minutes. Then I'm gonna pour the remainder of. I'm gonna pour the rest of my juice into this pot. And I'm gonna heat up my juice while my Jello is blooming. I'm gonna heat my juice up. And I'm not gonna boil my juice. I'm not gonna boil my juice. I'm just gonna heat it until it steams. Okay, so I heated up my juice for a little bit. Now, as you can see, the juice is not boiling. You don't want your juice to be boiling. You want your juice to be at between 150 and 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Because you want it to dissolve all of your gelatin. This is your gelatin right here. See how it's thick and grainy? You want it to dissolve all that. So you want it to be about 160 degrees so it can dissolve all your gelatin. And as you can see, it's steaming. Not overly hot. Okay, that's about right. That's what you want. Just double checking it with my finger. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my gelatin. This is what turns it into Jello, right here. This is what turns it into Jello. Right here. And I want to make sure that all this gets dissolved. This is my gelatin. Now what I want to do is I just want to mix it around until it's totally dissolved. Mix it around for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Now I'm going to add about two tablespoons of honey to my mixture, to my Jello. Well, one or 2 tablespoons, whichever you prefer. I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon myself, because that's all I prefer. But you could add between 1 or 2. You can add 1 or 2 tablespoons to it, whichever you prefer. So now what I'm doing is I'm just going to mix it. Mix my gelatin. Make sure that my gelatin is totally dissolved. And as you can see, it's totally dissolved. I'll probably just mix it for another minute. Smells like Jello, actually. Okay, so make sure that everything's totally dissolved. Take a closer look. See how everything is totally dissolved? Yep, everything is totally dissolved. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pan that I'm using for my Jello. I'm going to take my pan and I'm going to pour my Jello mixture into my pan. And I'm going to let it sit for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and just to let it cool down a little bit. And then I'm going to put this in the refrigerator and let it chill for 3 to 4 hours. And that's your Jello. That's what you want. As you can see, everything is totally dissolved. This liquid is crystal clear. Totally dissolved. Nothing in it. Crystal clear. This is your Jello. That's what you want.